the dollar sinks, is it the end of America? Trump's chilling warning. Just imagine, what if the entire world suddenly stops recognizing the US dollar as the global reserve currency? The banking system would be shaken, stock markets would crash, and the United States, currently considered a global superpower, could end up as just another ordinary country. Yes, that's exactly what US President Donald Trump has warned. He said that if the dollar loses its status as the world's reserve currency, it would be as catastrophic as losing a world war. So now the big question is Trump genuinely afraid that the US could lose its dollar dominance? And if that does happen, what would it mean for countries like India, China, Russia, and the rest of the world? Today, we'll dive deep into this very issue. But before that, if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so you get notified about all our latest videos. Now, let's begin today's discussion without any delay. Let us tell you, Donald Trump's statement is no ordinary remark. When a sitting U.S. president makes such a public statement, it signals that the matter is truly serious. Trump isn't just warning his fellow Americans, he's issuing an alert to the entire world. He stated that if the US dollar collapses, America itself will change, and it won't be the same nation we know today. This concern comes at a time when BRICS nations are playing a massive game, one with the clear objective of ending the dominance of the US dollar. In fact, BRICS, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is actively looking for alternatives to the dollar. Several trade deals are now being conducted in local currencies instead of the US dollar. China and Russia have already begun trading in their own currencies. Even India has, to some extent, purchased oil from Russia using the rupee. And this is Trump's biggest fear. Will this trend continue to grow? Can BRICS really challenge America's dominance? Donald Trump has also announced new reciprocal tariffs, which will take effect from August 1. Countries like Japan, Brazil, South Korea, and Indonesia will be subjected to these new tariffs. According to Trump, the U.S. is not receiving fair trade, and if any country imposes higher tariffs on the U.S., America will now respond in kind. But Trump's stance on BRICS is even tougher. He has threatened that if BRICS nations move away from the dollar and create their own currency, additional tariffs will be imposed on them. It's clear, Trump is extremely anxious about the future of the dollar. Now the question arises, what made the dollar so special in the first place? Why does the entire world still consider the dollar the global reserve currency? The answer lies in history. In 1944, under the Bretton Woods Agreement, the US dollar was officially recognized for international trade. Since then, nearly 90% of global trade has been conducted in dollars. Central banks around the world hold the majority of their foreign currency reserves in dollars. But now, this system is being challenged. The BRICS nations are now discussing the creation of a joint currency, one that could either be commodity-backed or based on cryptocurrency technology. Meanwhile, China and Russia have already started trading in yuan and ruble instead of dollars. India is also working on the internationalization of the rupee. In other words, a new global order is slowly taking shape, one where reliance on the dollar is diminishing. Regions like Africa, Asia, and Latin America are increasingly aligning with the BRICS expansion, and this is ringing alarm bells for the United States. That's not all. Central banks of many countries are now shifting their investments from U.S. Treasury bonds to gold. Gold reserves are rising, while dollar holdings are shrinking. This is a clear sign that the world no longer wants to be dependent on the American financial system. Trump understands this, and perhaps that's why he's become so aggressive. In Donald Trump's trade policy, tariffs have become a major weapon. Earlier, he cut off Iran and later Russia from international financial networks like SWIFT. The result? Other countries began to fear that any disagreement with the U.S. might get them excluded from the dollar system too. Consequently, many nations have started reducing their dependence on the US dollar. Now let's talk numbers. In the year 2025 so far, the US dollar has dropped more than 10% against currencies like the Japanese yen and the euro. The US dollar index, which was above 109 last year, has now fallen to 97, marking the biggest decline since 1973. This clearly indicates that global investors no longer see the dollar as safe as they once did. Major financial institutions like JP Morgan have also stated that Trump's tariff policies could deal a serious blow to global growth. According to reports, these policies could lead to higher inflation, a 40% chance of recession, and the most significant impact would be felt on the value of the dollar. In other words, Trump's aggressive strategy might backfire on America itself. However, some experts believe that the dollar isn't going away anytime soon. They argue that even though its dominance may be weakening, it still remains the most trusted and liquid currency in the world. Still, one thing is certain: the ground is shifting, and groups like BRICS are getting ready to fill the void. Donald Trump's concern is valid. America's strength doesn't just lie in its military power. It stems largely from the power of the dollar. Global trade revolves around the dollar, giving the U.S. significant economic advantages. If that power is taken away, America could be reduced to the status of just another developed nation. Trump understands this well, which is why he's using every possible tactic, be it tariffs, trade wars, or public warnings, to protect the dollar's throne. India, too, must take valuable lessons from this entire episode. While steps like the rupee-ruble trade and efforts to internationalize UPI are commendable moves toward reducing dollar dependency, the path ahead is long. India will need to accelerate its strategies and act with greater urgency to prepare for a shifting financial landscape. In the end, the core question remains: is the reign of the dollar coming to an end? Trump's visible anxiety is a clear sign that the threat is real. If BRICS succeeds in offering a credible financial alternative, then the countdown to the end of dollar dominance could begin. And at that point, Trump's chilling statement, "Losing the dollar's reserve status is like losing a world war," won't just be a warning, it may become a historic truth.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.